Good morning, members, and welcome to the third day of the 68th Wyoming Legislature Budget Session, February the 11th, 2026. You will make your way into the chamber. Quiet down so that the good Chief Clerk can take our roll call. Chief Clerk.
Alamand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Clouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Filer, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Weber, Wharf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin, Mr. Speaker.
Here.
Storer,
Okay, we'll hold it open here for a moment while some other legislators make their way to the chamber. Our opening prayer this morning will be brought by Representative Scott Smith. Please rise.
Well, good morning. No one gave me a concise time frame, so we'll just go for just a few seconds. I feel like our position, we don't get very many blessings as far as media, and it's often a thankless job. So I just wanted to share one of my favorite blessings from Scripture found in Numbers 6, 24 through 26. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. Let's pray. Father God, we just come before you and just thank you for who you are. We thank you for the things that you do for us. We thank you for the many blessings that you give us. And Lord, this morning I was reminded of last session and how sickness was prevalent here. And so, Lord, we just give you praise that we are able to just stay healthy. And we ask that you keep our immune systems strong and allow us to get the rest that we need. Lord, I just pray that your spirit would fill this place with your joy and peace and love. We just ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Representative Smith. Fellow members and guests, please join me in the salute to our flag. Journal Committee report.
Your Journal Committee reports that the Journal of February 10th, 2026 has been read and recommends that it be approved. Representatives Jarvis and Posey.
Thank you, Reading Clerk. The doctor of the day is Thomas Radosevich, MD. He is actually over in the Senate right now, but he will be available for both the Senate and the House through the course of the day today. There will be a special event here in a little bit. The Nathan Cooper, Alberta's senior representative of the U.S., he is in the Senate, and then he will be coming over to the House. So we will break at that point and get to visit with him. Now we have a few more people that have hopefully made it to the chamber, and we can go ahead and finish our roll call. Chief Clerk.
McCann. Ottman. Yin. $59 present, 3 excused.
Thank you, Chief Clerk. Representative Stivar, you have something?
Mr. Speaker, privilege of floor.
Please.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, today is Wyoming Wednesday. We passed that bell last year. I want to give a shout out to the Triumph High School students that helped make that possible. So this is the first Wednesday or second Wednesday of the month for the first session. So let's go Wyoming Wednesdays.
Representative Filer.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. Can I have a quick privilege?
You may, sir. Please proceed.
I'm already getting booze, Mr. Speaker. We ought to write a rule about
Your
that.
reputation precedes you, sir. Go
All
ahead.
right. All right, folks. Dad joke of the day. Why did the elephant quit his job? Wow, no one knows. Because he was working for peanuts.
Thank you, Representative Filer. Okay, messages from the Senate. None. We have no messages from the Senate. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're planning on doing today. In an effort to try to get some more of these bills introduced, we will work on bill introductions until the lunch break. And then we have committee of the whole. We have bills on general file. My plan is that if we can, in a timely fashion, get through those bills on general file, we will go back into introductions and try to capture some more of these bills and get these headed on through the process. That meeting today is on the presentation on human trafficking is actually at 4 p.m. Not? That's what my note says. Good Representative Wash is going to come up and clarify for us. Representative Washit, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. No, it's at 5:30. It says 4 because they needed to reserve the room in advance to set up. But it's the event is at 5:30 this evening for legislators to attend. 5:30.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Okay, so then we might be able to get some more work done. That's another additional hour and a half in the session. So that's the plan. We're going to get on to introductions and then straight up to dinner and then meetings, and then we'll go into general file, and then we will go back to introductions if the body sees fit, getting through that general file list. So with that in mind, first bill for our consideration this morning, House Bill 147, Reading Clerk.
House Bill 147, sponsored by Representative Locke.
First reading of the bill.
Property tax exemptions, effect of People's Initiative.
Very good. Representative Locke, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I move House Bill 147 and ask for your favorable consideration. I ask for the House's consideration on this. Pretty simple bill, as all this did is, many of you may or may not recall, on some of the bills we passed out of this House last year, we had we had put a rider on that bill for the property tax exemption, the 25% that went through. On some of the bills we passed through, we had a rider that basically made sure that if the People's Initiative was put in place, the 25%, or I think it was 50%, it depends on the bills, they would be sunsetted based on that. So that's all this bill does. When that legislation finally went through, that sunsetting the 25% was not in place. So as all this bill does is it puts that in place. So if the People's Initiative, once it gets voted in and gets implemented, the 25% will go away. It was not the original intent to stack those bills. So That's all this bill does, and I would ask for a favorable vote on this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Any in opposition to this bill? 1 minute. Seeing none. Representative Locke, 30 seconds if you so see fit. We're good. He's waving that off. Members, you are voting on House Bill 147. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Clauston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Feiler, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, Knapp. Repeat. Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger,
Wasserberger.
Webb, Weber, Worf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker,
Aye.
are there any changes? Byron, no to aye. Davis, no to aye. Further changes? Further changes? Closing vote? Vote closed. 60 aye, 1 no, 1 excused.
Having received the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 147 has been introduced and is assigned to Committee Number 3, Revenue. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill 115. Reading clerk.
House Bill 115, sponsored by Representative Byron.
First reading of the bill.
Cardiac events in schools, planning and training.
Representative Byron, 2 minutes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Bill 115 and ask for your favorable consideration. Body, cardiac events in schools planning and training requires Wyoming schools to establish a cardiac response plan for schools. Schools must ensure AEDs are accessible, maintain, train staff in CPR and AED use, rehearse emergency procedures, and coordinate with local EMS. By standardizing rapid response protocols and expanding life-saving training, the bill aims to increase survival chances during sudden cardiac emergencies in school and has the potential to save lives.
Thank you, Representative. Anyone want to speak in opposition? 1 minute. Seeing none, Representative Byron, would you like 30 more seconds? Waving that off. Body, you're getting ready to vote on House Bill 115, cardiac events in schools, planning and training. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Clauston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Feiler, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Wharf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker,
Aye.
are there any changes? Are there any changes? Brady, aye to no. Johnson, aye to no. Further changes? Locke, aye to no. Further changes? Further changes? Closing vote. Vote closed. 52 aye, 9 no, 1 excused.
Having received an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 115 has been introduced and is assigned to Committee Number 4, Education. Representative Harrelson,
Privilege of the floor, Mr. Speaker.
please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So today, we have gathered with us members from our local REAs from around the state. And then before you clap, I'm going to introduce who all is here. The reality is this: these cooperative agencies keep the lights on for us. I get to be a part of one. Mine is here today, and it's truly a blessing. Having spent 8 years in power generation, I have a massive respect for what they do every single day. What they deal with in the realm of us as lawmakers, everything, a lot of the decisions we make affect their lives, good and bad, and what happens on the federal level affects their lives, good and bad. And ultimately, at the end of the day, their job is to make sure that you have reliable power at a cost-effective rate, and they are dedicated to that. And we've seen out of our cooperatives some of the lowest rates in our state. And so today, gathered in the gallery north and over a little bit onto our west gallery, we have Bighorn REA, Bridger Valley Electric Association, Carbon Power and Light, Garland Light and Power, High Plains Power, High West Energy, Low Valley Energy, Niobrara Electric Association, Powder River Energy, Wheatland REA, Rural Elect Company out of Lingle, Members One Generation and Transmission out of Sundance, Tri-State Generations and Transmissions, Basin Electric Power Cooperative, and then Deseret Generation and Transmission out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Welcome. Thank you, men and women, for being here and supporting our great state and giving us our power.
Thank you, members, for being here. We appreciate you taking time to come and see us here in the chamber, and thank you for keeping the lights on for all of us. We do appreciate what you do. I don't think anybody in this building does not expect the light to come on when we flip a switch on in the room, and you guys are the ones that make that possible. So thank you for the consistency and helping Wyoming to be one of the most efficient places that we can produce energy in the United States. Keep up the good work. Thank you all. And Brian Mills, glad to have you in the house. He's my guy. So anyway, one of the privileges. All right. Any other representative? Oh, look at Representative Chestick is ready and in the hole. All right. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill 37, reading third.
House Bill 37, sponsored by Representative Chestick.
First reading of the bill.
County officials, nonpartisan elections.
Representative Chestick, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Bill 37 and ask for favorable consideration. Members, this is a fairly long bill, but it's very simple actually in what it does. It simply takes all of the county offices except for the commissioners and puts them into the nonpartisan category so that they will be elected in the nonpartisan election, because partisan affiliation is not really a job requirement for any of these jobs. These jobs are things that you need technical skills to be able to do well, and voters should be evaluating the candidates on their ability to do the job. So for example, the county attorney needs to be a qualified attorney that has a good record in cases. A coroner needs to know how to do forensic medical examinations. All these jobs have special technical requirements, and they should be nonpartisan. The county clerk, for example, runs the elections. What other office should be nonpartisan than one that runs the elections that lets everybody have a fair shot at getting elected. I have spoken with a number of county elected officials around the state over the past several years. There is a division of opinion. Some like it the way it is, but many, I would, in my personal anecdotal evidence, say most people, most of these officers really don't want to have to run as a party member. And I think by making these nonpartisan offices, we will actually increase the number of qualified candidates. People who don't want to have to identify with a party will now feel like they can run for these offices and do a good job. So I ask for your favorable consideration.
Thank you, Representative. Anyone like to speak in opposition? 1 minute, Representative Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in opposition to this bill. This is about helping the electorate be more informed. So each of our parties have a platform which really describes the things that we believe in, the things that we stand for. This is helpful when electing a county official, because whether we're going to elect somebody that wants to expand the responsibilities of government or contract those is helpful for each voter to understand. So on and against the bill.
Thank you, Representative. Any others? 1 minute. Opposition. Seeing none, back to the bringer. 30 seconds, Representative Chestic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If we're going to give more information to the voters, let's make it good information. A party platform is not necessarily good information. Suppose a party platform says that the election were stolen and therefore we need to have all kinds of reforms in elections, and the party might not, the candidates might not agree with that. So I don't think forcing people into partisan positions is good information. It's not useful information to the voters, and I urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Representative. Body, you are voting on House Bill 37, County Officials Nonpartisan Elections. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Clouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Filer, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Reagans, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Worf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Provenza, no. To aye, further changes. Byron, excused to no, further changes. Larson Lloyd, aye to no, further changes. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 6 aye, 55 no, 1 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 37 has failed introduction. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill 47. Reading clerk.
House Bill 47, sponsored by Representative Harshman.
First reading of the bill.
Duty to assist during emergencies.
Representative Harshman, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would move House Bill 47, ask for your favorable introduction vote. Members, this bill was brought to me by a constituent. Perhaps you read the article in a statewide digital paper. It's a boy I had in school. He's 27 years old last May. Is really sick, throwing up, been sick for a couple days. Roommate just goes and sleeps on the couch, and he passes away that night. So the parents, they're trying to figure out what happened. They talk to the sheriff. They say, well, why didn't the roommate call 911? Sheriff says, you don't have to. And so they came to me with this. So I went through our LSO research and just see, what do these laws look like around the country? And so really it's a part of this whole Good Samaritan laws that we have in Wyoming. And so we in Wyoming grant civil immunity. You stop to help somebody, it doesn't work out, you're not going to be sued. We require you to stop at an accident, that you're in a car wreck or those kind of things. Last year, maybe the year before, we passed on drug overdose. We gave immunity to help on those. And then, of course, we're required if there's a minor involved. And this would just simply, it basically copies a statute in the middle of the state, in the middle of the country, another that's kind of added to this whole Good Samaritan thing to try to change the culture. So the meat of the bill is on page 2, that if somebody is in serious, in a serious situation, call 911. And really it's that simple. And I think it's more about this culture change. And we're in this cowboy tough thing. He'll be all right. He'll be all right in the morning. And so it's part of this that
Time.
it's okay to call.
Thank you,
So
Representative.
Mr. Speaker.
Any member want to speak in opposition to this legislation? 1 minute. Representative Lean, 60 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just for the bringer of the bill, has any thought been given to what this might do to private industry and their employees that are now afraid to leave home if they have a sick family member there? I know that in my line of work as a citizen that I have a crew that potentially could need to then stay home if they're worried that a child may turn drastically ill and they need to be there to call for an ambulance in the event that if they leave, they may then be charged with this misdemeanor. So my question is, if you bring individuals, you can't compel individuals to be good humans. And if somebody is so sick that they've been sick for days, at what point does common sense kick in and you take them to the doctors?
Thank you, Representative. Any others? Opposition? We have 1 minute. Seeing no one going to the microphones, Bringer, 30 seconds, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And to the good representative from the center of the state, I think every situation is probably different. And I don't know that every law, part of this, I think to the 988 number that we passed, we were the last state in the union to pass, but it kind of started to change our culture, that it's okay to do this. Oh, I don't want to call 911. Oh, and I just think starting to kind of this culture change. And so anyway, I did the research on the bill. I don't have a specific answer to your question.
Time. Thank you, Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members, we are voting on House Bill 47, Duty to Assist During Emergencies. Chief Clerk will call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown, Gary, Brown, Landon, Byron, Campbell, Elisa, Campbell, Kevin, Chestick, Clouston, Connolly, Davis,
No.
Erickson, Filer, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman. Pendergraft. Posey. Provenza. Riggins. Rodriguez Williams. Schmidt. Sherwood. Singh. Smith. Storer.
Excused.
Strock. Stivar. Tarver. Thayer. Washut. Wasserberger. Webb. Weber. Wharf. Williams. Winter. Wiley. Yin. Mr. Speaker,
No.
are there any changes? Store excused to aye. Further changes? Further changes? Closing vote. Vote closed. 22 aye, 39 no, 1 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 47 has failed introduction. Okay, members, the next thing we're going to be doing here is we have a special guest with us today. If you will please give your attention to the young man getting ready to enter the chamber. It is a great honor that we are joined today by Nathan Cooper of Alberta. Mr. Cooper is most recently the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of Alberta. Mr. Cooper works with the U.S. to strengthen regional trade and cultural ties with Canada. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Cooper to the House. Thank you for being here, Mr. Cooper. Did you happen to bring some moisture with you?
Some which?
Moisture.
Oh, I tried to bring moisture, but I left it all in Colorado.
Did you really? Oh. Boy, that is a really bad start to your speech, sir. You could have handled that better, but anyway, go ahead.
Well, it is my
Glad to
great
have you.
pleasure. It's Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for having me here today. It's a great honor to be able to address the body and each and every one of you. It truly is wonderful to be here. In so many ways, I feel at home in Wyoming. Alberta and Wyoming have such an important relationship, and it goes deep into our culture. It goes deep into our history. Even if you only had to look at Cheyenne Frontier Days, the granddaddy of them all, as they say, or the greatest outdoor show on earth, the Calgary Stampede. Now, I know, I know, because I've spoken to many of you and a number in the other place, that the Frontier Days are by far superior to the Calgary Stampede. And I look forward
Starting to make up on what you started out
Yeah,
with.
thank you.
Keep going. You're heading the right direction.
I'm working my way out of a hole here. And I look forward to seeing that in person later this year when I have the opportunity to attend Frontier Days. But you know, it really is the fact that not only do we share these important, deep, rich cultural ties, but we are both blessed with an incredible amount of resource and energy beneath our feet. And that trade and energy trade relationship is so deeply important to the province of Alberta as well as the state of Wyoming that, in fact, of all of the oil or crude that's imported into the United States of America, 60% of every barrel comes from the province of Alberta. And thank you. And we are proud that we send the province of Alberta to the United States $100 billion worth of energy to the United States. But here's the important part, that American hard work, ingenuity, and entrepreneurship take that $100 billion of crude resources and turn it into $300 million of value to the U.S. economy. We really truly see that we are part of the solution for American energy superdominance, and that together we can go farther and we can go faster. And that strength of relationship based upon energy trade will propel Alberta and Wyoming and the great country of the United States of America to future prosperity and growth. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that each one of you do on behalf of your constituents. May God bless you and may God bless Wyoming.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today and working so hard to cultivate this important relationship. We wish you the best as you continue your mission to strengthen and grow Wyoming's trade in Canada. Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Just so the members know, I had some, and you can see them, and I gave one to Mr. Cooper. As these different people come and we have opportunity to hear them speak in our chamber and these different groups that come, I had some, and you see a couple different members wear them. It is Steamboat, our Wyoming Steamboat image that is backed by the U.S. flag. And I give away those pins. I gave this gentleman one to help him remember Wyoming and this United States of America in that relationship. And so as I give these away, it is an offering to them to help them to remember where they came and that we appreciate their efforts in coming and visiting with us. So just so you know. Representative Campbell, you have something.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Privilege of the floor.
Please proceed.
Thank you. It is truly my honor and privilege to have a few guests here with us in the gallery. Truly, not only so we can welcome them into the House and demonstrate our deepest gratitude for them and all they do. These are the guys and gals in all of our counties that work to protect and to serve all of us. And we're actually going to be talking about some potential legislation that may affect them, which is why they're here. So if you would, please stand and welcome our Natrona County Fire Protection District. Drove down this morning. So truly grateful you guys drove down this morning. And our fire protection districts, as you guys know, these are the guys, our special districts in our counties that not only work to serve, the medical, fire, emergencies in our districts, but also critical support to our municipalities. So grateful for all the work that you guys do. Cannot tell you how grateful we are. And thank you for coming down.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, Representative Campbell, for recognizing these fine people. Appreciate you being in the chamber with us today, and thank you for all that you do. Appreciate it. Okay, is there any other announcements? Are we good? All right, back to introductions. Or no, excuse me. But make an announcement. I'm wearing my spectacles. I'm going to say the old tabs here. Bill deadline is at noon today. For all of you that don't realize that, the bill deadline to have your bill final form stop dead time is at 12 o'clock noon today. So if you've got something you need to get finished up, boy, now would be a good time to consider getting that done. So this, like I say, this is a much expedited calendar on this. And so that is today noon. So just so that you know. All right, next bill for our consideration is House Bill 141. Reading clerk.
House Bill 141, sponsored by Representative Bear.
First reading of the bill.
Fifth Amendment Protection Act.
Representative Bear, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Bill 141 and ask for your favorable consideration. People, the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution says property shall not, quote, be taken from the public for public use without just compensation, end quote. Article 1, Section 38 of the Wyoming Constitution says, quote, private property shall not be taken or damaged for public or private use without just compensation, end quote. When fees and conditions are imposed on private property owners to quote unquote mitigate housing needs for other people, that is a taking as mentioned in those two constitutions. There is no just compensation as the imposition is used to aid someone else. These schemes have been used since the SARS left the the Kremlin. They have yet to solve an issue that they propose to solve. What has led to the greatest individual wealth in human history is the free market and the right to own property, a right protected by the government. That wealth is not just for the select few at the top of the income scale, but for all individuals and families who want to have a roof over their heads. I ask for your favorable consideration of this bill, as this limits local governments from being able to take those property rights away from our constituents. This bill has no fiscal impact on the state.
Thank you, Representative. Speaking in opposition, Representative Yen, 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. So members, you've seen some of this language before. This comes from a specific person in Teton County that, wanted to turn one of our bills from last year into a new bill. That's the language in this bill. What I would say to you members is, and this is not an accusation, this is solely just optics for the legislature. My understanding is that that person handed out checks on the floor of the legislature during the session. And so what I don't want is to have the optics that
Point of order.
that
Point
there
of-
are checks being handed out.
Representative, what is your point?
I believe the representative is making accusations of an individual that cannot be substantiated. And that accusation is offensive to this body.
Thank you, Representative. I too, Representative, when you said that, I was questioning, how can we substantiate that? I mean, if we can conject that kind of conjecture, do you have verification of what you just stated? Otherwise, I would suggest we go on with your statement.
Mr. Speaker, I'm not going to present anything here because I don't do props in the legislature. All that to say is that I don't think that we should have the legislature be affected. And I would say vote down this bill just to make a statement that we won't let our legislature be affected by things like that.
Thank you,
Mr.
Representative.
Speaker.
1 minute, Representative Storr.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to make sure that everyone understands that the Supreme Court has upheld the right to have a housing policy that this bill attempts to take away. Our housing policy is not the problem. The problem is the amount of growth we're seeing and the increase in value that has happened as a result of that growth. This is not the answer for affordable housing in our community. We have a lot of other ways we can address this issue. So thank you.
Thank you, Representative. But I will also remind all representatives, we do not use, for example, the Supreme Court in our discussion. It would be the highest court in our state or whatever. Please refrain from doing that. Bringer, 30 seconds in rebuttal, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This actually affects more than just one community. It's more pervasive in one community than others, but be forewarned, if we don't stop this breaking of the Constitution, it will spread. So we need to stop it now. Just reiterating, this is our responsibility to protect our constituents and their rights in the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution, in the Article 1, Section 33 of our Constitution. And I will say this about the
Time. Thank you, Representative. Members, you are voting on House Bill 141, Fifth Amendment Protection Act. Chief Clerk, please call the roll at your convenience.
Allemand. Andrew. Angelos. Banks. Bear. Brady. Bratton. Brown, Gary. Brown, Landon. Byron. Campbell, Elisa. Repeat. Campbell, Kevin. Chestick. Clouston. Connolly. Davis. Erickson. Filer. Filer.
Excuse.
Bornstrom. Geringer. Guggenmoss. Haroldson. Harshman. Heiner. Heft. Jarvis. Johnson. Kelly. Excuse. Knapp. Larson Lloyd. Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Reagans, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Worf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker,
Aye.
are there any changes? Connolly? No to aye. Lean? Aye. Oh,
No.
Lean?
No.
Aye. Clouston? No to aye. Brown? Landon? No to aye. Jarvis? No to aye. Wiley? No to aye. McCann? No to aye. Further changes? Further changes. Filer, excused to aye. Further changes. Rodriguez Williams? Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 51 aye, 10 no, 1 excused.
Having received the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 141 has been introduced and is assigned to Committee Number 2, Appropriations. Next bill for our consideration will be House Bill 64, reading clerk. Or excuse me, 63. I'm sorry, I jumped a line there. 63.
House Bill 63, sponsored by Representative Clouston.
First reading of the bill.
Medicaid reimbursement, nursing homes.
Representative Clouston, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Bill 63. I ask for everybody's favorable support. For the last 2 years, I sat on a national healthcare committee, 8 legislators around the country, and 16 Department of Health experts. One of the issues that we dealt with was losing nursing homes in rural communities. You know, when we don't have enough nursing home beds, the cost shifts. Our patients, our seniors spend more time in the hospitals at a much higher cost than if we had nursing home beds available. The federal government sets an upper daily payment limit at 100%. Right now in Wyoming, we pay 79% of what's allowed. So we're not paying what we need to keep our nursing homes open. You know, when our nursing homes close, our small towns lose their nursing homes. They lose a major employer. And if you need to go visit your parents or grandparents, you have to travel a lot further. So what this is doing is adding 5% what we pay our nursing homes, trying to make these a priority, trying to save our rural nursing homes and keep our elderly people in those homes closer to their families. I ask for your support and try to make a priority of our nursing home care in Wyoming.
Thank you, Representative. Any members? Representative Bear, 1 minute. Rebuttal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would caution this body, I would urge a no vote here on introduction of this bill. There's a reason that the Rural Health Transformation Fund is really going to make a great impact on the state of Wyoming. It's because we did not accept Medicaid expansion. And when we go to increase the amount of money that we're going to put into Medicaid, that's exactly what we're doing. And I would say this, that bill passed introduction yesterday. Sorry to talk about another bill, but there's an opportunity for this body to address this issue, if we wish, in that bill. Urge a no vote.
Thank you, Representative. Anyone else? 1 minute objection. Seeing none. 30 seconds. Oh, no, we do. Representative Pendergraft, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I worked in a nursing home for 5 years. I'm pretty familiar with how they operate. Another 5% is not going to fix the real problems that are there.
Thank you, Representative. Back to the bringer, Representative Clouston, 30 seconds.
Thank you, and thank you to both the good representatives for the points. This is a perfect time to add what we pay our nursing home rates. The rural transformation funds can go for training, they can go for facilities, they can go for equipment. But if we don't pay our staff, we're going to lose those staff members and they're really hard to get back. So this is a perfect time to combine some increased reimbursement for our nursing homes along with those funds, and we can help save some of these small town nursing homes. I'm asking you to support our seniors and our rural communities.
Time. Thank you, Representative. Members, you're voting on House Bill 63, Medicaid reimbursement nursing homes. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Clauston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Feiler, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Wharf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker. Strock, can you confirm, please? No. Are there any changes? Heft, excused to no. Campbell Kevin, aye to no. Lean, aye to Lean. Confirm your vote. Aye. Wasserberger, excused to no. Further changes. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 27 aye, 34 no, 1 excused.
Having failed to affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 63 has failed introduction. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill
Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Oh, where am I? Who? Oh, Representative Rodriguez Williams, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In accordance with Rule 8.5, I wish to register a protest with the House.
Okay, just a moment. We will look that up, so please, body, stand at ease while we sort through this here.
Mr. Speaker.
Representative Williams. Okay, I will read this from what we're looking at here. This is 8-5 of the House rules. Protest against action of the House. It is in order for any member or members of the protest to protest against the action of the House and have that protest entered briefly in the journal. Would you, Representative, like to explain your protest so that it can be entered into the journal?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let the record reflect that
at approximately 8:41 a.m. while debating House Bill 141, an allegation of quid pro quo was made during debate of the bill. A representative made a defamatory statement that quote unquote checks were distributed on the floor. And this alleges that legislators accepted these checks from the floor, which essentially would be bribery and unethical. And I would also urge the body that we have policies and procedures in place as a body if there's any type of allegation of that behavior, that how it's reported.
Thank you, Representative. That will be duly noted in the journal. Representative Lean, you done? You good? All right, thank you. Okay. Any other questions? We good, ladies and gentlemen? All right. Moving on. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill 64. Reading clerk.
House Bill 64, sponsored by Representative Clouston.
First reading of the bill.
Enhanced Medicaid reimbursement rate, maternal services.
Representative Clouston, 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thought I'd try this side. So I move House Bill 64. Ladies and gentlemen, the other program initiative that our healthcare group studied for 2 years is maternity deserts. This is something Wyoming has talked about. We've had governor's task force, and we continue to lose OB care in Wyoming. Recently, the towns of Kimmer, Wheatland, Rawlins, and Riverton have all lost their labor and delivery units. Studies tell us when young mothers have to travel more than 30 miles to deliver a baby, healthcare costs significantly go up. We have more emergency room births, costs are much higher, birth weights are lower, and complications go up. So when you read the research, when we don't have delivery units available within 30 miles, we're losing money. This is a return on investment initiative. Some people call this Medicaid expansion. It's really not. We're going to spend $1 million a year, half federal, half state dollars, and pay $500 more per Medicaid birth. That doesn't even bring it up to commercial rates, but it is going to help our small towns keep some of these labor and delivery units open. It's going to help decrease complications. It's going to help our babies and our mothers in Wyoming. I ask for your support on this bill.
Thank you, Representative. Anyone to speak in opposition? Representative Angelos, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm going to speak against this, and I'm a mother. I've had babies. One of the things, and I've spoke to OBs in my own community, I've spoke to hospital board members in my own community, and part of the issue, and most of the issue on why we have maternity deserts is because our malpractice rates, they're so high. One of the maternity wards in the center of the state had 9 babies born 1 year, and it was $4 million for the malpractice insurance. Until we address that issue, throwing money at this is not going to fix it. This, again, is also part of the rural health transformation to help our maternity wards and to get that help to our rural communities. So I'm going to speak against this.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Baer, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On and opposed to this bill, this is the same issue that we just addressed just previously for the same reasons.
Representative Clouston, 30 seconds. Please proceed.
Thank you. And again, you know, people say this is Medicaid expansion. We're going to pay $500 more a birth, but in the long run, we're saving money. We're keeping these services available. And again, this is a combination with the rural transformation funds. Those funds can be used for facilities, for training, and for equipment, but they can't be used to pay our providers more. As we lose providers, we're going to lose these services. We can put all the money we want into these facilities, but if we don't have anybody going in there to deliver babies, what good has that done us? This problem consistently gets worse.
Time.
We need to
Thank you, Representative.
Thank you.
Body, you're voting on House Bill 64, Enhanced Medicaid Reimbursement Rate, Maternal Services. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand? Andrew? Angelos? Banks? Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Clauston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Filer, Fornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez-Williams, Rodriguez-Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Worf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Are there any changes? Rodriguez-Williams? Excused to no. Further changes. Wasserberger? No. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 27 aye, 34 no, 1 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 64 has failed introduction. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill 74, Representative Campbell, Alyssa.
House Bill
Reading.
House Bill 74, sponsored by Representative Campbell.
First reading of the bill.
Public schools to provide feminine hygiene products.
Thank you, Reading Clerk. Representative Campbell, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Bill 74 and ask for your favorable consideration. This bill, actually, this comes from a very dedicated group of youth, high school kiddos, very dedicated to, civics and justice out of Cody, Wyoming. So this project started about 3 years ago, and they have done the research. They have collected the data. They have visited every high school, every junior high school. They have identified a problem and then came to me with a solution, and that is House Bill 74. So House Bill 74 simply ensures that all female restrooms in Wyoming high schools and junior high schools are equipped with menstrual products, just like we equip them with paper towels and hand soap and Kleenex and toilet paper, would actually equip them with these feminine hygiene products. It's a step towards health equity and keeping our students from missing classes and being trapped in the bathroom with nowhere else to go. So please, I would ask that you consider and vote yes on 74.
Thank you, Representative. Is any member want to speak in opposition? Representative Angelos, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just having girls and knowing schools, these are already provided free in the nurse's office if they need them. And I do encourage that if you're a nurse, to check in with your nurses to see if they need products like this. This would be a great community project, a great way to raise funds and give those. But I know the nurses do provide these already. So providing them in a bathroom where we know teenagers, they could be taken home, they could be wasted. This isn't the role of government. If they need them, go to the nurses and do check on your nurses to see if they need these products. I think that would be great.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Lean, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Aside from the language of this bill, not recognizing that women are the ones that menstruate, I want to recognize that there's a toxic shock syndrome that is potential to come with tampons when they're used. What is going to happen to our school insurance rates? Who's responsible for that? Is a parent giving the authority for them to use this? What kind of consent forms will we then have to sign? Just some thoughts.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Campbell, 30 seconds to rebut. Oh, Representative Filer, please, 30 seconds.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. And folks, I'm just coming to you as a father of 5 daughters. And I can tell you, I've made a lot of trips to high schools and junior highs. One thing that's really important about this bill is my youngest daughter has a developmental disability. And for her to even be able to understand that she needs to go to the nurse or anything like that is really hard. But she does understand if it's sitting in front of her. This is more of a prideful thing. This is a very private thing also for a young girl to have to go through this, especially one with disabilities, where if she has these accesses to this stuff, and I mean, I believe it's not tampons. I hate to say that.
Time. Thank you, Representative. Body, you are voting on House Bill 74, public schools to provide feminine hygiene products. Chief Clerk will please call the roll.
Ellamand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, repeat, Chestick, Clouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Filer, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp,
No.
Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, repeat, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Worf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Worf, are there any changes? Closing vote. Vote closed. 22 aye, 39 no, 1 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 74 has failed introduction. Next bill for our consideration is House Bill 134. Reading clerk.
House Bill 134, sponsored by Representative Bear.
First reading of the bill.
Disclosure of filtered legislator emails.
Representative Bear, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Bill 134 and ask for your favorable consideration. This is a simple bill. It codifies what should already be happening. During the process of ramping up for the previous session, we found out that some of our emails were not getting into our email inbox. They were being diverted by the system into our spam folders without our knowledge. And so what this bill does, it sets up a process that both our constituents and us can understand and know to ensure that those emails that get diverted can be corrected in a timely manner. This sets up a process where if someone is concerned that they're not getting to their communications to you, they can contact that office which supports us, and they can ask them to confirm whether we're getting their emails or not. If they're not, our staff can go ahead and ensure that those emails are going to get into our inbox within the next 2 days. So during the summer, we worked on this. I worked on this with our IT staff, looked for some solutions. And by the way, there are some great things coming for you to help manage the hundreds and hundreds of emails we get each day. But ensuring that they're actually in our email box is important. That's what this bill does. One thing it does not do is affect any kind of rules or processes that you as an individual place on your email system. So this is only those emails that are being diverted by that big company that creates the operating system on each of our computers. If that company, which was involved with the solutions we're coming up with, for some reason, their processes divert your emails. This is a methodology to make sure you get those emails, or at least those individuals who feel like they're not being heard can ensure that those emails are getting to you. And there is no fiscal impact to the state for this bill.
Time. Thank you, Representative. Opposition, Representative Larson, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On and against, as of right now, I understand the claim is that it doesn't apply to the legislators' rules that we set up, but the way it's written, I feel is a little too broad still. It's not targeting that junk email box. And so it's just saying filtered in general, and then they can find out if we've filtered it. I use it for organization purposes for filtering. And so that way I can go to a specific folder and find all of the certain emails on one topic that have been sent to me. So it's easier to manage. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Geringer, opposition, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I too have concerns about whether or not I'm seeing all of the emails that come in to my inbox and whether or not they're being routed through junk mail or whatever that might be. But in this case, I wonder, we've identified an issue and taken action with the LSO to say, hey, what are some solutions to this? And so I think the process, the way it is, actually works. It sounds like this is we identified a problem, we're working on it, and it's something that, do we really need to add to the statute for this? Do we need to expand our green books with just another thing that really can be handled outside of the green books?
Thank you, Representative. 30 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, this is something that we want to put into statute so that there's consistency from one legislature to the next. This ensures that the process is well known to our constituents and everyone out there that might want to send an email to you. It's very clear that this will not affect your decisions for your personal email.
Thank you, Representative. Members, you are voting on House Bill 134, disclosure of filtered legislator emails. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Elliman, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Plouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Byler, Fornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Worf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin, nine, Mr. Speaker. Are there any changes? Lean, no, to aye, further changes. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 32 aye, 27 no, 3 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 elected members, House Bill 134 has failed introduction. Next bill for our consideration is House Bill 82. Right, reading. Oh, we got a privilege of the floor?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Privilege of the floor.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Folks, if you look off to the south gallery here, we have some the Wyoming's future, and it's our children. And these are the seventh graders from Saratoga, Wyoming. Them and their teacher, Robin O'Leary. Please stand up and welcome them. It's prolific over there. Something to do.
Welcome to the House, young ladies and young men. We appreciate you coming down and getting involved in the political process. Representative Winter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Privilege of the floor.
Please proceed.
Thank you. I wanted to recognize and introduce the Basin Mennonite School from Basin in Bighorn County. They're up here in this, I believe, up here in this session.
Must be right above you, good representative.
Thank you.
Again, welcome to the House. Thankful you're here and you're able to come and participate in this process. Any other announcements? Any other privileges? We good? Thank all of you young people for being here. You truly are the future of this state and this nation, and we look forward to all that you will do to make this a better place. So thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, the next bill for your consideration will be House Bill 82. Reading clerk.
House Bill 82, sponsored by Representative Harshman.
First reading of the bill.
Wyoming Interstate Study and Safe Highways Investment Act.
Representative Harshman, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this bill, in the Wyoming Constitution, when our forebears, many of
Representative, I don't mean to stop you, but you need to move your bill.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to, well, first of all, I'd like to, we got cats here. It's bobcats and I think it's panthers, isn't it, Saratoga? Rare. Welcome to the House. It's awesome. I have the bobcats and the panthers here.
Could you do that just one more time? Just
Mr. Speaker?
Cat impressions.
With that, I'd like to move House Bill 82 and ask for your favorable vote. And folks, this is really working off of what our founders, many of them are up here with the bobcats and the panthers on these pictures, some legends of Wyoming, many of them over in this corner that set up the Permanent Mineral Trust Fund. And part of that is we can use the Permanent Mineral Trust Fund for what's called public purpose investments. They realized we didn't want to invest all of it in Wall Street or all of it in bonds or all of it in U.S. treasuries, but to invest back in Wyoming. And the legislature has allowed up to $1 billion of the Permanent Mineral Trust Fund to be invested in these public purpose investments. So we currently do water systems. We do other public improvements. And this would simply add highways to that, and it would allow $250 million. And then we would pay it back with investment income in the SIPA. That's going to come back $250 million a year. And the key thing, this will give our YDOT some money to match federal grants when those come to build highways. It's so important to have this flexibility. And then, folks, I contacted our group that runs the roads in Wyoming and got the 6 deadliest highways in Wyoming. Where are they at? And they're in this bill. And it allows the Transportation Commission to go in and fix those. So this is a way to put $250 million into Wyoming highways, not raise any taxes, get our contractors working and match federal dollars. It's using our money to invest in Wyoming. And so it's not going to hurt our returns. We'd simply, instead of buying a few bonds, we'd actually invest in Wyoming and pay it back at 2.5%. So welcome the discussion, and please vote aye. This will get a lot of jobs for our construction people and safer highways for our citizens. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Perfect time. Thank you, Representative. Opposition, 1 minute. Representative Bear.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in opposition to this bill. The idea is good. We do need to continue to work on funding of our highways. I'll remind this body that last year we passed something that hadn't been done for decades, we increased our funding by over $67 million per year by giving a portion of the sales tax, that tax which comes from vehicle purchases, to the highway department, which is exactly where that tax should have gone all along. We did that last year. I will say this about federal funds. Those funds are being printed. We shouldn't be looking for more federal funds as our federal government is going in debt. We should be looking for ways to clearly fund every part of government. Let's not hide it in a loan.
Thank you. Any other members? Opposition, 1 minute. Seeing none, Representative Harshman, 30 seconds.
Mr. Speaker, I know this was off the topic of this bill, but 100% on the federal debt. I agree 100%. I hope we'll all support Article 5 because I think it's going to be state legislators have to solve the problem because Congress won't. Are you kidding me? Borrowed $4.5 billion last week. Okay, but that's a different issue. That's way out of bounds. Most of our highways are federal highways. So let's put Wyoming's money to work in Wyoming. That's the smart thing instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul like we did last year. We took that from local government and gave it to the highway.
Thank you, Representative.
Please vote aye. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Body, you are voting on House Bill 82, Wyoming Interstate Study and Safe Highways Investment Act. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Clouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Filer, Hornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Worf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Jarvis, excused to aye. Further changes? Further changes? Closing vote. Campbell, Kevin? Excused to no. Closing vote. Vote closed. 29 aye, 31 no, 2 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 82 has failed introduction. 1 moment, please. All right. Next bill for our consideration is House Bill 99. Reading clerk.
House Bill 99, sponsored by Representative Harshman.
First reading of the bill.
Wyoming Veterans Museum, capital construction.
Representative Harshman, 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would move House Bill 99 and ask for your favorable consideration. Members, I brought this bill because we voted this into the budget last year, and I'll bring the budget amendment again. Wyoming State Veteran Museum, which has artifacts from every town and county in Wyoming from our veterans, is located at the World War II Army Air Base in Casper. It's one of the last of its kind left in the world. It's incredible. The author, the first guy to break the sound barrier, served there. Read his book, The Right Stuff. So many Wyomingites served there and then stayed here after the war. Okay, we've done some work on the roof, got the roof stuff, but this would take money out of the tourism reserve account, which is to build more product and projects to improve that. And I would just say a dream, there's a lot of facilities around, but all 5 of the original hangars are there. And that hangar 1 was inadvertently preserved with tin in the 50s. And you go inside, it's like a time machine. It's just unbelievable. And so this would set a group of people together to work and study it and how we can develop this product so we can display more, because many of these artifacts that were donated are in storage. If you've ever been to the Wyoming State Veterans Museum, it's the old officers club. It's not very big. And so that's the whole idea, to allow our public and our people to honor and go through and do that. So I don't know the best way, whether it's a bill, Mr. Speaker, or budget amendment. I'll just leave it up to the body. If you vote this down, we'll bring in a budget amendment. And I appreciate your support. Last year, we had it in the budget and the budget died, of course. So here we are. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative. Anyone want to speak in opposition? You have 1 minute. Seeing no one, Representative, good? 30 seconds if you like. Okay. You turned down more time at the mic just now? That's fantastic. Members, you're voting on House Bill 99, Wyoming Veterans Museum Capital Construction. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown, Gary, Brown, Landon, Byron, Campbell, Elisa, Campbell, Kevin, Chestick, Clouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Byler, Hornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, repeat, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez-Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, repeat, Stivar, Tarver, Bayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Wharf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Thayer, no to aye. Fornstrom, aye. Fornstrom, aye to no. Washut, will you repeat? Washut. Further changes. Webb. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 20 aye, 41 no, 1 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members of the House, House Bill 99 has failed introduction to the House. Next bill for our consideration is House Bill 116. Reading clerk.
House Bill 116, sponsored by Water.
First reading of the bill.
Destruction of water is not beneficial use.
Representative Straub, 2 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I move House Bill 116 It is a bill that we heard in the committee that deals with water, and it's a Wyoming First Water Protection Bill. It states plainly that the destruction of water molecules separating hydrogen and oxygen for the industrial production of hydrogen is not a beneficial use under Wyoming water law. Wyoming's water doctrine is built on a simple foundation. Beneficial use is a basis, measure, and limit of every water right. HB 116 protects that foundation by drawing a bright line where permanent consumption is involved. When an industrial process destroys the water molecule itself, it efficiently removes that water from the natural water cycle as water, changing its form and availability in a way that cannot be reclaimed for downstream uses in the same way. In an arid state, that is not a small policy choice. It's a long-term resource decision. And this bill also matters because Wyoming has energy pathways that do not require sacrificing water as a feedstock. Hydrogen can be produced using water, Wyoming resources like natural gas and coal, while preserving water for families, farms, ranches, wildlife, and future growth. And HB 116 directs the state engineer and board of controls to deny permits, amendments, changes, or temporary transfers that would result in molecular destruction for hydrogen production in regulated or in those circumstances while preserving narrow exceptions. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Any member want to speak in opposition? 1 minute. Seeing none. Representative Strzok, do you want 30 more seconds? We're good. She's waving that off. Members, you're voting on House Bill 116, destruction of water is not beneficial use. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, repeat, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Plouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Filer, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Harrelson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Riggins, Rodriguez-Williams, Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strzok, Stivar, Tarver, Thayer, Washut, Wasserberger, Webb, Weber, Wharf, Williams, Winter, Wiley, Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Singh, no to aye. Filer, no to aye. Williams, aye to no. Riggins, aye to no. Thayer, aye to no. Banks, no to aye. Connolly, aye to no. Further changes. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 39 aye, 21 no, 2 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 116 has failed introduction in the House. Next bill for our consideration is House Joint Resolution number 5. Reading clerk.
House Resolution number 5, sponsored by Representative Washut.
First reading of the bill.
Law Enforcement Memorial, Michael A. Rosa.
Representative Washit, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Joint Resolution 5 and ask for your favorable consideration. Members, this is a piece of legislation that won't take very much time. It can move through the budget session expeditiously. It corrects a long-standing omission, or seeks to. In 1978, Patrolman Michael A. Rosa, a Vietnam veteran who served in the Vietnam War, shouting Semper Fi all through the war, was shot and killed in the backseat of a law enforcement vehicle in Rock Springs, Wyoming. The man who alleged to have shot him was prosecuted. 15-day preliminary hearing bound him over for trial in district court. The man who allegedly shot Officer Rosa hired one of the most talented trial lawyers in the state, and at trial was acquitted. Michael Rosa's name is included on the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial as a fallen law enforcement officer killed in the line of duty. His name is not included on the Wyoming Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. And the only reason it's not there is political. We've had lots of years since the memorial was dedicated in 1986 for law enforcement to have corrected this omission, and they have not. So what this joint resolution does is call upon the memorial committee to include the name of Michael Rosa on the wall. A conviction is not a prerequisite to be included. We had a deputy killed in Natrona County, Wyoming, back during Prohibition, and the people who shot him were acquitted at trial, and his name is still included on the wall.
Time. Thank you, Representative. 1 minute rebuttal or objection. Mr. Stivar, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On and against this. I knew who Michael Rosa was. I grew up in that area. I know the individual that shot him. I know the whole reason why. He was an undercover cop that was moved out of that county to another county, and he kept coming back causing problems because he didn't like the chief at the time. On and against.
Any other member? 1 minute. Objection. Seeing none, 30 seconds. Representative Washington.
The problem that came up during this term was that Michael Rosa was subpoenaed to testify in a state grand jury investigating corruption. That's the issue. His name deserves to be on the wall. Please vote aye.
Thank you, Representative. Members, you are voting on House Joint Resolution number 5, Law Enforcement Memorial, Michael A. Rosa. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, repeat, Bratton, Brown, Gary, Brown, Landon, Byron, Campbell, Elisa, Campbell, Kevin, Chestick, Clouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Filer, Bornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Haroldson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused, Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas, Ottman, Pendergraft, Posey, Provenza, Reagans, Rodriguez-Williams, Rodriguez-Williams,
Excused.
Schmid, Sherwood, Singh, Smith, Storer, Strock, Stivar, Tarver. Thayer. Washut. Wasserberger. Webb. Weber. Wharf. Williams. Winter. Wiley. Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Campbell, Kevin, aye. To no. Smith, aye. To no. Brown, Gary, aye. To no. Locke, aye. To no. Further changes? Rodriguez Williams, excused to aye. Johnson, aye. To no. Further changes? Further changes? Closing vote. Vote closed. 49 aye, 11 no, 2 excused.
Having received an affirmative vote of 2/3 of elected members, House Joint Resolution number 5 has been introduced and is assigned to Committee number 1, Judiciary. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill 128. Reading clerk.
House Bill 128, sponsored by Representative Tarver.
First reading of the bill.
Enhanced oil recovery severance tax exemption.
Representative Tarver, 2 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I move House Bill 128 and ask for your favorable consideration. Folks, this is just for tertiary, and for those of you that don't know what that means, this is the third and last leg of a legacy field. So we're trying to give some help to the EOR people. It's extremely expensive. In most cases, they don't even recover oil for 1, 2, possibly 3 years. This could mean the difference between whether they do it or not. If they choose not to do it because the cost is too high, they'll be plug and abandon. And in that case, the state will have to help fund some of those bills, especially if there's no money there for plug and abandonment. This is a great little bill. This can give life to legacy industry that otherwise will die without this. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Any member want to speak in opposition for 1 minute? Seeing no one, Representative Tarver, 30 seconds. Okay, he's waving it off. Members, this is Bill number 128, Enhanced Oil Recovery Severance Tax Exemption. Chief Clerk.
Allemand. Andrew. Angelos. Banks. Bear. Brady. Bratton. Brown, Gary. Brown, Landon. Byron. Campbell, Elisa. Campbell, Kevin. Chestick. Clouston. Connolly. Davis. Erickson. Filer. Fornstrom. Geringer. Guggenmoss. Haroldson. Harshman. Heiner. Heft. Jarvis. Johnson. Kelly, excused. Knapp. Larson Lloyd. Larson JT. Lawley. Lean. Locke. Lucas. McCann. Nicholas. Ottman. Pendergraft. Posey. Provenza. Riggins. Rodriguez Williams. Schmid. Sherwood. Singh. Smith. Storer. Strock. Stivar. Tarver. Thayer. Washut. Wasserberger. Webb. Weber. Wharf. Williams. Winter. Wiley. Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Provenza, aye. To no. Further changes? Further changes? Closing vote. Vote closed. 58 aye, 3 no, 1 excused.
Having received an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the members of the House, House Bill number 128 has been introduced and will be assigned to Committee number 9, Minerals. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill 129. Reading clerk.
House Bill 129, sponsored by Representative Wasserberger.
First reading of the bill.
Expanding Physicians Access Act.
Representative Wasserberger. Please move the bill and take 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Bill 129 and ask for your favorable consideration. So, ladies and gentlemen, across Wyoming, families are waiting too long for care. Rural community struggles to recruit physicians. Clinics close, and patients have to drive hours for basic services. The shortage is real, and it affects the health, safety, and the economic stability of our nation. This bill offers responsible, carefully structured solution. It creates provisional license pathway for internationally trained physicians who are already experienced, already licensed in good standing in their home countries, and who meet rigorous standards. After 3 years of successful practice and completion, step 3 of the licensing exam, they may apply for a full license just like any other physician. This is about workforce access without compromising patient safety. It is about recognizing proven experience. It is about giving hospitals and clinics another tool to serve their communities. Wyoming cannot afford to leave qualified physicians on the sidelines while patients wait for care. And a few things that I'd just like to, a few talkers that I'd just like to point out is Wyoming is projected to lose 335 physicians by 2030, while Wyoming will also require an additional 104 primary care physicians. 18 out of 23 counties have a health professional shortage as well. And so with that being said, I would like to ask for your favorable consideration on this bill.
Thank you, Representative. Any members would like to speak in opposition for 1 minute? Seeing none at the microphones, Representative, you have 30 more seconds if you'd like.
Thank you for your time to listen to me today, everyone. Please vote your conscience.
Thank you. Members, you are voting on House Bill 129, Expanding Physician Access Act. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand. Allemand. Andrew. Angelos. Banks. Bear. Brady. Bratton. Brown, Gary. Brown, Gary. Brown.
Representative
Gary.
Brown. Speak up, Representative Brown. We can't hear you. Thank you.
Brown, Landon. Byron. Campbell, Elisa. Campbell, Kevin. Chestick. Clouston. Connolly. Davis. Erickson. Filer. Bornstrom. Geringer. Guggenmoss. Haroldson. Harshman. Heiner. Heft. Jarvis. Johnson. Kelly, excused. Knapp. Larson Lloyd. Larson JT. Lawley. Lean. Locke. Lucas. McCann. Nicholas. Ottman. Pendergraft. Posey. Posey. Provenza. Reagans. Rodriguez-Williams. Schmid. Sherwood. Singh. Smith. Storer. Strock. Stivar. Tarver. Thayer. Washut. Wasserberger. Webb. Weber. Wharf. Williams. Winter. Wiley. Yin. Mr. Speaker. Posey. Posey. Allemand, excused to aye. Further changes. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 60 aye, 2 excused.
Having received the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 129 has been introduced and is assigned to Committee Number 10, Labor. Next bill for our consideration, House Bill 130. Reading clerk.
House Bill 130, sponsored by Representative Wharf.
First reading of the bill.
Second Amendment Protection Act amendments.
Representative Wharf, 2 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I move House Bill 130 and ask for your favorable consideration. Most of you can probably recall the SAPA bill. It's been debated for numerous years. This basically makes the SAPA bill into both, it has a criminal and a civil penalty provision in it. I want to make it clear that there's been a lot of confusion. What this does not do is it does not prevent us from helping federal law enforcement execute their duties. What it does is it protects our Second Amendment right. Our officers would not be able to enforce gun rules or gun regulations, accessories, or ammunition. So if the federal government were to ban those items, they could not call upon our law enforcement entities to go and seize those weapons should that occur. So this is a good bill. I think we've talked about it a lot. This was the one last year. We debated whether we should stay an extra day. We opted not to. And as expected, on the 14th day, that bill was vetoed. But this is a resurrection of that bill that we had last year. So I urge your vote. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Members that would like to speak in opposition, 1 minute. Make your way to the micro. Okay, Representative Washut, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This body has already passed a bill by the same name just a few years ago. And last year I stood here, you might remember, and I asked, is there a list of cases where that existing law has not been adequate? That existing law has the same prohibitions in terms of what law enforcement in Wyoming can be co-opted to do by the federal government with regards to firearms. I worry that this bill sends a message that Wyoming law enforcement officers can't be trusted to protect your Second Amendment rights. And I'd encourage a no vote, not because I'm hostile. I supported the last one, right? But I think it's adequate. It works. And we don't have any experience saying that it doesn't. So I'd encourage a no vote.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Williams, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Some of you may have heard me say before, my experts are at home. And I appreciate all the firearm groups, members of several. And those of you who know me well know that I often have one for myself and an extra for you. But if you look at that letter you got this morning from all those sheriffs around the state and those police officers, those are my people. Those are men that I look in the eye, shake their hand, and trust their opinion. And I would just like to get some clarification for those people who I depend and trust on, because like we heard earlier, there's quite a little bit of confusion around this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Wharf. Representative Harrelson, 30 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So a couple things to answer. Do we have a huge long list? No. And that is because of the amazing men and women that defend us. But at the end of the day, this is giving the opportunity for that civil penalty to be in place. This is a cleanup or a continuation of our Second Amendment Protection Act that we already have in statute. Also, last year, this passed the body, this exact bill, exact wording, 54-4, and was vetoed by the chief executive downstairs. Would ask for a favorable vote.
Time. Thank you very much, Representative. Body, you are voting on House Bill 130, Second Amendment Protection Act amendments. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Ellamand, Andrew, Angelos, Banks, Bear, Brady, Bratton, Brown Gary, Brown Landon, Byron, Campbell Elisa, Campbell Kevin, Chestick, Plouston, Connolly, Davis, Erickson, Filer, Hornstrom, Geringer, Guggenmoss, Harrelson, Harshman, Heiner, Heft, Jarvis, Johnson, Kelly, excused. Knapp, Larson Lloyd, Larson JT, Lawley, Lean, Locke, Lucas, McCann, Nicholas. Repeat. Ottman. Pendergraft. Posey. Posey. Provenza. Riggins. Rodriguez Williams. Schmid. Sherwood. Singh. Smith. Storer. Strock. Stivar. Tarver. Thayer. Washut. Wasserberger. Webb. Weber. Wharf. Williams. Winter. Wiley. Yin. Mr. Speaker. Harshman. Excused to I. Thayer. No to I. Further changes. Connolly. No to I. Further changes. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 50 aye, 10 no, 2 excused.
Having received the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members of the House, House Bill 130 has been introduced and will be assigned to committee number 2, appropriations. We got just enough for one more, ladies and gentlemen. The next bill for your consideration is House Bill 131.
House Bill 131, sponsored by Representative Brady.
First reading of the bill.
Government membership and cooperation with associations.
Representative Brady. 2 minutes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move House Bill 131 and ask your favorable consideration. The primer is designed to explain the bill in simple, common sense terms that will have average Wyoming citizens nodding in agreement. The core message is that this bill isn't creating new restriction, it's simply enforcing the Wyoming Constitution and closing loophole that allowed taxpayer money to be used for lobbying. Simple truths that we can all agree on. Colleagues, this bill is based on a simple, common sense idea that we can all agree on. Your tax dollars should be used for public services, not to pay for lobbyists. It's a basic principle of good government. Public money is for public roads, public schools, public safety. It's not for private associations to use to influence lawmakers in Cheyenne. And regarding the constitutional foundation, this isn't a new idea. It's already in our state's founding document, the Wyoming Constitution. Article 16, Section 6 is very clear. Public funds can only be used for public purposes. Paying a private association to lobby the legislature is not a public purpose. Ask anyone on the street if their property tax should be paid for a lobbyist in Cheyenne. They'll say, of course not. The bill simply makes the law reflect what every citizen in Wyoming already knows to be true. Now, here is the most surprising thing we found when researching this issue. Research the entire Wyoming statute book, and we could find only 3 specific positions in our entire state government, and were ever given explicit permission by this legislature to pay dues to these associations. That includes county commissioners, school boards, and surveyors. And so what does it mean? It means that for years, dozens of other associations for county clerks, treasurers, sheriffs, assessors, prosecutors, and more have been taking taxpayer money without any specific legal authority to do so. They have been operating in legal gray area at best and in violation of the Constitution at worst. So this bill does 2 very simple things. First,
Thank you, Representative. 2 minutes goes by quickly sometimes.
I know.
Any opposition? Representative Larson Lloyd, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I encourage you to vote against this bill. If this process that we currently use to allow our commissioners, our towns, and our school districts and everybody to form associations and come down to help us better understand the issues that are impacting our citizens back home was against the Constitution, I think we would have addressed it long ago. I think that having the ability for them to collaborate across the state
through one entity or through an entity, an association, is critical for us to help us better understand the appropriate way to address the issues that they're trying to navigate through. Please vote no.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Store, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill reminds me of a statement that a legislator made a few decades ago when he referred to lobbyists as our staff. And at the time, I think I was a lobbyist, but I was kind of a little bit appalled at the idea that the legislators, as citizen legislators, we don't actually really have staff. And now I actually appreciate the fact that lobbyists are here to educate us, to help us understand the issues, to help us provide perspectives that we wouldn't have otherwise. And that's frankly how this process works. So denying the ability of our counties and cities and assessors not to be able to provide that kind of education for us is a bad idea.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Brady, 30 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill does not deny anyone, any official from joining an association, just taxpayer funding is the issue. And it's cost $3.2 million every biennium. This is about accountability and respect for the taxpayer. When a government association lobbies against a tax cut or against a bill that would increase transparency, they're using your own money to work against your interests. Passing this bill sends a clear message. Wyoming's public funds are for serving the public, not for funding private clubs and their political agendas. It restores integrity to our system and ensures that the only people you pay to
Out of time. Thank you, member. Time.
Thank you.
Okay. Members, you're voting on House Bill 131, government membership and cooperation with associations. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Allemand. Allemand. Andrew. Angelos. Banks. Bear. Brady. Bratton. Brown, Gary. Brown, Landon. Byron. Campbell, Elisa. Campbell, Kevin. Chestick. Clouston. Connolly. Davis. Erickson. Filer. Bornstrom. Geringer. Guggenmoss. Haroldson. Harshman. Harshman. Heiner. Heft. Jarvis. Johnson. Kelly, excused. Knapp. Larson Lloyd. Larson JT. Lawley. Lean. Lean. Locke. Lucas. McCann. Nicholas. Ottman. Pendergraft. Posey. Provenza. Riggins. Rodriguez Williams. Schmid. Sherwood. Singh. Smith. Storer. Strock. Stivar. Stivar. Tarver. Thayer. Washat. Wasserberger. Webb. Weber. Wharf. Williams. Winter. Wiley. Yin. Mr. Speaker, are there any changes? Allemand, excused to. Aye. Harshman, excused to. No. Lean, excused to. Aye. Posey, no to. Excuse me. Posey, aye to no. Further changes. Further changes. Closing vote. Vote closed. 27 aye, 34 no, 1 excused.
Having failed to receive an affirmative vote of 2/3 of the elected members, House Bill 131 has failed introduction. Okay, there was a privilege asked, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask for committee announcements. Standing committee reports, excuse me, but there is one person here that wanted to make an announcement. I don't see him now. We're gonna, Representative. Okay. Angelos, you're just waiting for yours? Okay. Standing committee reports.
House Bill 3, sponsored by Labor, Wyoming Pregnancy Centers, Autonomy and Rights, an act relating to public health and safety. Mr. Speaker, your committee number 10, Labor, Health and Social Services, to whom is referred House Bill 3, Wyoming Pregnancy Centers, Autonomy and Rights. Respectfully report same back to the House with the recommendation that it do pass. Ayes, Representatives Gugemas, Heft, McCann, Ottman, Rodriguez, Williams, Wasserberger. Noes, Representatives Klauston, Thayer, and Yin. Representative Rodriguez Williams, Chairman. House Bill 4, sponsored by Labor, Birthing Centers, Medicaid Coverage, an act relating to medical assistance and services. Mr. Speaker, your committee number 10, Labor, Health and Social Services, to whom is referred House Bill 4, Birthing Centers, Medicaid Coverage. Respectfully report same back to the House with the recommendation that it do pass. Ayes, Representatives Klauston, Gugemas, McCann, Ottman, Rodriguez Williams, Thayer, Wasserberger, Yin. Noes, Representative Heft. Representative Rodriguez Williams, Chairman. House Bill 5, sponsored by Minerals, Oil and Gas Bonding, Pool Investing and Earnings, an act relating to oil and gas. Mr. Speaker, your committee number 9, Minerals, Business and Economic Development, to whom is referred House Bill 5, Oil and Gas Bonding, Pool Investment and Earnings. Respectfully report same back to the House with the recommendation that it do pass. Ayes, Representatives Campbell, Heiner, Knapp, Larson, Lawley, Riggins, Schmid, Tarver, Weber. Representative Heiner, Chairman. House Bill 8, sponsored by Judiciary, Stalking of Minors, an act relating to crimes and offenses. Mr. Speaker, your committee number 1, Judiciary, to whom is referred House Bill 8, Stalking of Minors. Respectfully report same back to the House with the recommendation that it do pass. Ayes, Representatives Brady, Bratton, Chestick, Filer, Lean, Singh, Washit, Webb. Excused, Representative Kelly. Representative Washit, Chairman. House Bill 9, sponsored by Judiciary, Grooming of Children, Offenses and Amendments, an act relating to crimes and offenses. Mr. Speaker, your committee number 1, Judiciary, to whom is referred House Bill 9, Grooming of Children, Offenses and Amendments. Respectfully report same back to the House with the recommendation that it do pass with the following amendments. Ayes, Representatives Brady, Bratton, Chestick, Filer, Lean, Singh, Washit, Webb. Excused, Representative Kelly. Representative Washit, Chairman.
Thank you. I have a privilege. Representative Yin,
Mr. Speaker, privilege of the floor.
please.
Mr. Speaker, members, we have our second Olympic medalist from Wyoming. Jalen Koff from Alto, Wyoming won a silver medal in the Olympic moguls this morning. And so let's all celebrate our Wyoming Olympians.
Congratulations. Fantastic. Representative Brown, Gary.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, I'd like to call your attention to the South Gallery. We'd like to welcome back Representative Mark Jennings.
Oh, welcome, Representative, back to the House. Glad to see you here, sir. Okay, where is there anything else that you know that? Okay, where's my majority floor leader? We can't do it without you, fellow.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House stand in recess until 2 p.m.
Okay, thank you. Committee announcements. Representative Angelos.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your committee number 2 appropriations will meet in 15 minutes upstairs in room 301 to
Thank you.
discuss HB 78 Forest Health Grant Program.
Perfect. Any other announcements? Representative Knapp, corporations.
Mr. Speaker, thank you.
your corporation's number 7 committee will meet in 15 minutes in room E005 to cover House Bill 83, 84, 52, and time permitting 16.
Thank you, Representative Knapp. Representative Pendergraft, Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your committee number 2, appropriations, will meet tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. upstairs, room 301. We will discuss House Bill 111, state-funded capital construction, House Bill 112, Riverton State Office Task Force sunset, House Bill 122, Wyoming Rural Health Transformation Program.
Thank you, Representative. Any other committee announcements? Is that it? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we will come back here at 2 o'clock. We will begin Committee of the Whole. Representative Angelos, if you can hear this, if you could stop back this way, please. I have one small question for you. Thank you.